Good evening once again, friends. Here we are putting up our sheds. Let me tell you, once you put them up, I don't think you're really supposed to take them back down, because all three of these sheds were up at our other house. We emptied them and took them down, and now we are putting them back up to, of course, store things in, and it takes a while to put them back up. But as you know, when you live out in the middle of nowhere, you need sheds to store things in. So here we are, putting together the small shed. I misplaced my phone at the time when we were putting up the shed that you see there in the corner of the screen, which is our medium shed, which used to be our chicken coop at our old place, but now it is a storage shed, and it is holding a whole bunch of our shelves right now until we get to putting the shelves up in the barn. But first we have to wait for the bugs to kind of die down some. And then we can try to move the bugs out. So we're putting up the small shed right now, which used to be our garden shed, but it's going to, again, hold some other things until we move them onto the next spot that they will be in. We are building this to house a whole bunch of lights that we will eventually have in the shed. Not in the shed, in the barn. Again, we're going to wait until the bugs die down. So, we're going to construct this, or reconstruct it. We numbered everything and labeled everything, trying to find what numbers and what order we took them down in. At the time when you're taking them down, you're like, all right, I got this. I'm gonna label everything. I'm gonna number it. And then when you get to do it, you're like, what side was I standing on? What side is number one? What side goes first? Then, of course, some of the side of the wall fell down. Some of the pieces don't line back up because the screws don't fit in the exact same hole. So then you have to add some caulk to it, and then off-center the screw slightly to screw it back in so it holds. But little Miss Madison, man, she is here through it all. She went and she borrowed some of Grandma's gloves because it was a bit chilly this morning. And she's like, I'm going to help. Nathan was in and out, playing with little Athena there. Madison's like, I got this. I'm going to put it up. Look at me. Look at my muscles. She is a strong, mighty little girl. And let me tell you, there's nothing that if she doesn't put her mind to that she can't achieve. But once we snap all these pieces back into place, then going around and screwing in all the screws will be easier. You just have to snap it all in first. But these are not coming down ever again. We are putting them up, and they are staying up. If we have to move them, we will figure out how to make a sled and pull them and drag them to wherever they're gonna go. Because, man, trying to take these things apart and put them back together, that was not fun. And as you can see the trees in the background, it was a little bit of a gusty morning. So things kept moving and things kept shifting. Ah, Madison let go of her board. And as soon as we get all these in place, Nathan is so excited. He's going to sit and drill and screw all of these little screws back into place. He loves doing that part. Here I am just holding up all the walls. Michael's going to enclose all of us. It was a fun family project. We try and keep the kids involved in everything we're doing out here because it's a learning experience. Turn every day into a learning experience. And today, we learned how to put up a shed with the kids. They had fun. We had fun. Athena the dog even ran around and had some fun. Hopefully she gets that cone off soon. But Nathan likes playing with Athena. Madison loves helping. She is a strong little helper. She's like, I got it, here you go. I'll get the next one. I don't know where they go or what I'm doing, but I'm moving it. You will see us wearing these high-C boots a lot. They help keep your feet dry, and they keep the triggers and bugs and everything off of them, which is great. If you're looking for a good pair of outdoor boots, check out the high-C link below, and you can go get a pair. We have stomped through mud and ick and tall weeds and grass, and we have kept our feet trigger, mosquito, and bug free, along with dry, which is always a good thing. You always want to keep your feet dry. Having wet feet is just miserable. And we're screwing in the last bit of screws up here on the roof. And then on to the next shed. The next shed is a little bit more difficult. Man, one, it was difficult when we first started to put it together. It was a trip to take down. And she just gave us issues to put her back up. This shed was relatively quick to put up. Like I said, it just snapped all back into places. But again, you have to caulk your holes and drill slightly next to them. Because once you drill a hole, there's kind of a hole and the screw just sits and turns in it. But it was nice on this morning. It was a bit of a breeze. It was kind of cool out in the morning. Here in the Ozarks, we've been dealing with about 90-degree weather and muggy. Hot and muggy. We're due for some rain soon. Hopefully it brings a little bit of cooler weather. There we go. We're gonna add on these last little bit pieces. And we add these little bit pieces back, and we will also add gutters to this little shed along with our other 3 sheds to hopefully also collect some rainwater from them. That will be another video of another project. Now this metal, it's not plastic, but it's not metal, and I don't think it's tin. It's something, but it is one of those forever sheds, and it's a trip to put up. It was a trip to take down. And when we put it up the first time, we're like, this shed's staying with the house. We're going to sell it with the house. And then we looked at it. We're like, yeah, we can't sell that with the house. We're just going to take it down and bring it with us, because it holds all of Michael's tools and everything that he needs. And it's a very convenient shed. It's also a nice big shed. And once we caulk all of the roof holes, again, because you have to caulk it and then drill the hole back in, and then we go back over the top of the screw with caulk, it will be waterproof again. And we will spray foam the inside, and of course spray it with some Promethium to make sure no bugs want to build any nests in it. Yes. And put that steel wool meshing stuff on the grass area so no critters want to make a home underneath and uproot the floor or make the shed fall over. You could go down a rabbit hole and Google sheds falling down because of animals. That'd be a very, very long rabbit hole. So we try not to make any critters want to make a home underneath or in the shed, which would be great. Again, little Miss Madison, man, she's just the big helper. She's like, I want to hold, I want to help. Nathan kind of comes in and out and helps here and there, but he's off doing what boys do. He's turning over every single rock and playing with bugs and playing with the dog. Going in and out of the house, bothering Grandma. Being a typical little boy. We got a whole lot of stuff going on. Fixing everything, putting everything up. The sun is out fully now, so we took our hoodies off. But the gnats come out during the afternoon. Whew. This shed did take a while to put up. It took, I think, 3 days of putting up this shed. as you can kind of see the sun lapse of how it's been going. And of course, also in between, you have to stop for lunch, and sometimes you have to help a kid pick something in the garden, plant something in the garden. Back and forth between the sheds. But this is our week of building. It's starting to come along. Everything's starting to fit and snap into place. Becoming more of a, I don't want to say ritual, but more of a set schedule. Everything is becoming more of a set schedule of how we do things, when we do things. And of course, you put the processes in place, so it just becomes easier. And once one thing is done, another thing comes up. Again, I don't think we will ever move this shed again. With as much stuff that's going to go in here, I don't think that will be feasible. Because, tools, and tools are heavy. And this is just all going to be filled with tools. But the two sheds next to us, the medium shed and the little shed, are intermediate sheds. They get stored there until the place where they go is going to be up, running, functionable, accessible. I like warm. I like things that are warm and hot and sunny. But I think I'm looking forward to a little bit of fall. We put the boards in, we're going to screw them down. And the kids wanted their trampoline this week, so another building process. But once we get it up, it's hours of fun for the kids. They come out here and they jump on it and they climb on it. Nathan loves the trampoline. He does like backflips all over this trampoline. Backflips, front flips, sideways flips, cartwheels. This netting thing took a while to figure out. There are 6 posts in between posts, but they give you 3 strings. You'd think there'd be a string for every one, but there's not. There's 3, so it's every other pole, which was a little confusing at first. But Michael figured it out, and we got it up, and Nathan is so anxious to get up there and start jumping in it. Don't mind our wagon that is filled with a whole bunch of stuff right now that is in front of the camera. I did not realize that that was put there when I put the tripod up this morning. But Yes. I went around and I clipped all the bottom pieces on. Michael's making a last few adjustments at the top. I put the ladder together, which was more confusing than it should have been. While Michael was putting the net up and everything. And the ladder is finally on. The kids are going to put it up.
There you go.
Hours of jumping and fun. If you're ever lost a kid, they're probably outside in the trampoline. And that is an end to a beautiful week. Thank you for joining. See you on the next one.